discussion on the upcoming Turkish elections. Many people, many experts believe that the upcoming June 2011 elections will be one of the most important elections in Turkey's electoral history. The current government undertook several domestic and international initiatives, such as drafting a new constitution, the Kurdish initiative, and Turkey's engagement in the Middle East. So in that sense, the political landscape after the elections will determine the course of these initiatives. So today we have Mr. Taha Özhan. Many of you already know him. He's a well-known expert. He is the director of the Foundation for Political and Economic and Social Research, SETA, based in Ankara. He completed his BA in the New York Institute and received his MA from the New School of Social Research in New York, where he continued his PhD studies on political economy. And he taught at Columbia University in 2003 and State University of New York in 2004 and 2005. He has publications in the fields of political economy and international relations, and also he co-authored the book Iraq Under Occupation. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Taha Özhan. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for hosting. Thank you, Gönül. Thank you for organizing the last 3 days. Hot topic regarding Turkey is definitely elections. But the problem with that is it's not hot topic in Turkey. Elections is already being purchased by market and by the people right after September 12 constitutional referendum. It was quite clear. Both referendum results show about the new direction of Turkey, and 3 months later election results. So there isn't much excitement. The campaigns are not similar to what we had in 2007 and 2009, because most of the political tension being released with that constitutional referendum campaign, which was heavily politicized, and it was a harsh campaign, I should say. So June 12 elections in Turkey is just an extension of September 12 constitutional referendum. After September 12 referendum, the upcoming elections are, as I said, already being clear. There is no debate on which party is going to win the elections, but there are definitely some new developments. I will try to touch upon them. So we are basically having elections based on political memory and perception of the time interval between September 12 to June 12. That September 12, you may also metaphorically you can use September 12 1980. So that September 12 resembles at the same time coup d'etat in 1920 and what was happening right after it. So last 30 years. And you may also pick up it as a constitutional amendment which ended 50 years long military and judicial guardianship at some manner, because it basically removed and changed and transformed institutions established right after 1960 September 27 coup d'etat. So the constitutional referendum in September 2010 was potentially the most important political development in near past Turkish history. And the referendum process itself and proposed amendments to the constitution were marked significant political events that have planted the seeds in the minds of Turkish citizens that all Turkey was gone. However, certain political practices and legacy of old Turkey still linger, and this is understandable in a gradual transformation rather than if the not having revolutionary transformation. Nevertheless, the constitutional referendum strengthened the transformation of a new Turkey based on healthy democratic process. This is the expectation. During the referendum process, historical and political actors of Turkey established were either replaced or transformed. This was dramatic. While constitutional amendments last voting in parliament was taking place, almost at the same time, it was around 12 a.m., that scandal related to main opposition party's leader released. So it was a quite clear political operation. In this context, CHP lost its leader, Mr. Baykal, who was the symbol of the party, and he worked for that party in a really long time and with a huge struggle, I should say, insisting too much. And he gave almost everything he had in his political life. But it was a very well-designed political operation. As I said, it was a simultaneous operation. While constitutional referendum passing, this was released, and the message was clear. Mr. Baykal fulfilled its mission with CHP and establishment. If CHP would no longer be able to side with the judiciary or army due to structural changes made by constitutional amendment, then there was no need for Mr. Baykal. It was a moment of political expression, but it also meant that constitutional amendment will, passing the referendum, the mission of CHP is also fulfilled. There it was apparent that there will be a new CHP, which pronounced just 10 months later by the new leader of CHP. Another losers of the referendum was MHP, Nationalist Action Party. They lost the stronghold, conservative political base, geographically in Anatolia, which was its backbone. And the other one was BDP, Peace and Democracy Party, lost its democratic voice by just rejecting the article which calls to platform constitutional package, preventing closure of any political party in Turkey. Although they had been just shut down a couple of months ago, they were able to show that political ability, I should say, to rejecting, to shutting down political parties. So that dilemma is cost them much, losing their democratic voice for some time. And the army lost its dominant position among Turkey's political establishment, and judiciary lost the privilege to overstep judicial funds. This was not the perfect design, by the way, but as it's called in Turkey in general, it was a huge transformation.